So earlier this week, I ran into an issue on customs, and it really sort of stuck out to me as something that happens quite a lot, but it's not really spoken about. It's not really shown anywhere. And I can imagine, honestly, this kind of issue would come across as maybe someone's cheating or something other than what it actually is. So I'm going to kind of go through it, explain it. Let me know what you think in the comments, because this I think is quite a common issue. So in this clip, I am on customs. This is just before a tournament that I was playing. Essentially, back a new gas station. I've just come into the raid. It's kind of the start of the raid, and I think there's 2 players inside or at the front of the gas station. I'm at the back, and yeah, I'll just sort of let it play out.
What about command? They just left us?
So to break down this clip and really understand how I died or why I died the way I did, obviously pretty frustrating. I can imagine a lot of people watching now would probably be like, well, you know, that guy's cheating, or, you know, there's something, maybe the server took a dump or something, you know. This is where it kind of happened. So we'll just kind of play it through again. So you can see here, obviously I'm throwing an egg, so I know there's a guy inside, and then I hear a guy coming around the back, around the other side. So obviously here I see him cross over from left to right behind the barrels, and obviously immediately I'm ready to go. He pre-fires it, and I'm like, right, okay, maybe he'll peek the left side. It kind of makes sense that he would actually peek his right side over here. Like, it makes sense that he would peek his right side of the barrels and my left side, because obviously right peeking is better, right? It's just a better thing to do, as we all know, as everyone's you know, spoken about. So I initially take a shot, and I obviously my stomach, and I think it's like through the gap here. There's a small gap between the barrels, right? I'm thinking like, wow, okay, like, nice shot, okay, and then he keeps shooting, and I die, and there is no vision there at all. I don't see him. Go frame by frame. He is not on my screen at all. Obviously, clearly, he's behind this barrel. He's right here behind this barrel. You can see him shooting. I guess I'm not even sure where he's shooting really, but again, still, you know, like, I don't see him until, like, maybe I think he comes into my screen, my view here. I think that's him there, maybe. Now, if you notice how I'm moving and how he's moving, that might, I mean, it might not give you any clues, right? But at the same time, I'm moving right. So I'm moving over this way, and he is moving to my left, but to his right. So we're both moving to our right. We have a object in front of us, and we're both moving around the object to our right. So we're just, you know, we're going around the object. This causes some issues, because obviously with server, you know, server delay, ping, desync. Obviously, I'm on European servers. This is. I'm pretty sure I'm queuing auto EU servers. Auto EU is whatever. You know, it doesn't matter, right? It's EU servers. Ping shouldn't be really an issue here. So there's something else going on. It could be netcode. I don't know. I'm not a developer. But from my understanding, there's just some kind of latency, right, between myself, the server, and his client on his side or their side, from my player to the server and then to their client, like, and then obviously it goes back to me to see what, like, there's obviously information going back and forth all the time, and that obviously has some delay there. Now, to sort of put it into perspective, I suppose, I've got a little thing here I made on Photoshop real quick. So essentially what I'd say is this is how it kind of worked out. So barrels here, this is me in green, this is the enemy in red. The clear green and the clear red is where we are in relation to what I am seeing on my screen. This is my screen. I know what I know, and I know what I saw, right? Because obviously it's on the recording there, clear as day. Essentially what I think happened is that obviously we're both moving to our right, and you have the server character, which is in like a lighter, sort of like a opaque character, right? This is the server character, right? So we both see each other's server character. That, in my mind, this is what makes sense, right? This could not be completely correct, but in my mind, this is what makes sense, right? But there's something in terms of latency there where our character is a lot further behind us than we think. I'm moving to my right. You see my character here is where I am on my client. My client side is here, right? But my server character is like maybe half a meter to a meter behind me, because, you know, where you move, there's like a delay, right? If, for example, you know, if I was to move like So server, me. This is me, and then this is the server, and then it does that, doesn't it, right? You get the idea, right? What I think here is that obviously we both have that server to client kind of delay, right? So I see him, or my client, his server character here behind the barrels. I'm like, okay, right, that's fine. You know, he's in cover. So am I, technically, from him. We're both behind cover, sure. But on his client side, he's already around the corner shooting my server guy. So that's when I got shot in the stomach and in the head. He's shooting my server guy. My client side sees the server guy shooting bullets into the barrel here, hit it. But really what he's doing is on his client side, he's shooting from here, right, to me, and I'm dying here when I'm actually over here, right? This is typical sort of desync. You die around the corner because you've gone around the corner. You've moved right around the corner here. There's a wall here. You've moved around the wall. This guy still sees you. You're on the corner. You're already gone around the corner here, right? But this guy still sees your server guy and has shot you in the head as you're going around the corner, but you're already gone. Again, like this is something that happens a lot of the times, and definitely more so on a right shoulder peek. This would be in my advantage. If I was a bit further over, you see, I would have been able to shoot his server guy here, and he was moving right. So it would have been, if I was a bit further over, I would have had the advantage here, right? Because then his guy can't see my server guy, but I can see his server guy. You know what I mean? It's absolute mindfuck. Tables can turn very easily in this situation. If I was a bit further to my right, like a meter to my right, I would have killed him. So you can see here, if we were moving both left side, then, you know, if we were strafing left to, you know, kind of go around the cover on the left side, like moving around the left side, it would be the exact same thing, right? Obviously, as I said, with left peek, you have to expose more of your body because your gun is shouldered on your right shoulder, so you have to go around. If you're peeking left, you have to expose both your right shoulder and left shoulder, and basically the whole of your head to actually get a left peek. I mean, that could be like a whole other video, really, in terms of left peek, right peek. So I'll show you a clip of a left peek versus a right peek as well. From my perspective, again, same thing. This is in, I think it's in Reserve Underground. Now I don't see the guy. I don't see anybody. I see nobody, right? But I get shot and killed in the head, and there's nobody on my screen. Now, obviously, going through this clip, you can obviously see I'm peeking left. I'm doing a left peek, right? So right shoulder is fully out, left shoulder is fully out, my face is fully out. But for some reason, I cannot see the guy. Now, I'm not entirely sure why that might be. If I go frame by frame, you can see there's nothing there. Nothing is showing. Frame by frame, you can see no one visible on my left here. There's no one there. No one on my left here on the wall. Nobody visibly on my right here as well, right? But this is a left peek. So you see the issue here, right? Is that he sees more of me than I see of him. And in this situation, I see nothing of him, but he sees, I guess, the side of my head. Now, this guy would be on a right peek, right? If he was on this angle of the doorway here, he would be on a left peek, but he's on the right side on a right peek. So, well, he's on my right side. Technically, he's on his left, peeking right outwards. He gets a cleaner peek on me. I can't see him, and I die. That is the issue with right versus left peek. It's not to say that it's an issue with the game. They just haven't implemented shoulder swapping yet. There's no shoulder swapping. Once that comes in, that might obviously just completely negate this issue, and we're all fine. Obviously, it's a thing, and you just need to keep it in mind whenever you're peeking someone, you know, whenever you're kind of exposing yourself to somebody on a left peek. But going back to this graphic here, obviously, you know, my scuffed Photoshop skills here, it makes sense. And again, I'm not sure if it's a server or if it's net code, some sort of internet latency that I don't know, but there is latency. There is a delay of some kind. This is what makes sense to me, and I hope this makes sense to you. And maybe, you know, sometime down the line, you can recognize this happening in real time and, you know, adjust your gameplay accordingly. But yeah, this is why being aggressive is so crucial. So yeah, obviously, the higher the ping, if you play on, like, you know, if you're European, you play on East Coast, North American servers, you'll have like 110 ping or something. That will obviously increase this. And that is why playing aggressively on a high ping is an advantage. It is an advantage. Hopefully this is, you know, this could be a thing that's, you know, that can be fixed, because I don't know if it can be. Potentially, I don't know. I can imagine there's a lot of you that are thinking, like, you know, this guy's clearly cheating. He should shot me through a barrel, or you know, he's got ESP or something, or most people would probably report that out of sheer frustration as well. But this has happened quite a few times to me anyway. And I notice it when it happens, because I obviously, you know, I have shadow play. I can just shadow play it for the last 5 minutes, which is also a really good idea for shadow play. NVIDIA cards have it for like 5 minutes previously. And when you get into a, you know, into a fight and you die, and you're thinking like, how did I just die there? Who killed me? And you press a hotkey, it records the last 5 minutes of your gameplay. Doesn't cost any resources whatsoever from my knowledge. Like, I haven't, you know, seen the difference in terms of my performance with or without it. Use it to your advantage so you can actually understand what's happening. There's actually a lot of times where I think I've shot somebody in the head or whatever, you know, they're sat still, maybe moving around a bit, and I shoot them, and I'm thinking like, how the fuck is he not dead? Like, I've just shot through his head. He's just gone. Like, I've given him I don't know, a nose job or something, you know. And then I go back and I'm like, I actually missed. I missed by like an inch, like literally just an inch. That really puts into perspective for myself, because then I can understand. I'm like, okay, right, well, I just need to be accurate. Maybe my sensitivity's off a bit. I'm not very good at micro adjustments of my aim to kind of get it exactly on his head. Then you kind of get into this critical way of thinking of yourself, and not just like, oh, game shit, game's garbage. It's you know, broken game. Go on Twitter. Anyway, as I said, I hope this kind of broadens your perspective on how that works. And if it does happen to you, if it has happened to you, let me know as well. That's a good thing. I'm hoping it's not just a me thing. I'm hoping it's not just a me issue. Maybe I need to get my internet sorted. I don't know, man. But yeah, either way, if it's happened to you, let me know. If this, you know, opened your eyes to something, or if it helped you realize something that you've been doing wrong or whatever, then again, let me know in the comments, please. Cool. See you in the next one, guys.